Hello and welcome to a new episode of Don't Starve. Let's try a new game again. I can't believe I totally choked on just not putting the torch in my hand. If I had just swapped out the net with the torch, everything would have been fine. I picked up that monster meat and didn't have an... Forget it. No fucking more excuses. Change character. Since I've unlocked all the characters I can except those two, I don't know if there are updates or not, but... I don't like this chick, because she's fucking crazy. And I don't like chicks... Actually, this chick is crazy, too. I'm willing to bet everyone's fucking nuts. But let's just pick her anyway, because, you know, you just wait around the dark and she'll just light herself on fire. Alright. Let's do something a little different this time. Come on. Buffer it out. Hey, I actually got the spider this time. And we've seen this, so you'd better get something to read before night comes. Okay, shut up. Shut up. We're going to discover the borders of our world. We're going to try and walk around it. As soon as I find water, I'm going to collect everything around it, around the border of water. I'm going to collect the basic resources, but I am not going to establish a base as fast as I did before. But I will pick enough flowers to make a garland, just to keep my sanity. Because I don't tend to stay around these areas, so it's cool. There's water, so we know which direction we're going, more or less. It's a gold mine around here. If I had a shovel right away, I would start harvesting these bushes just so I'd have them, you know. It's always nice to have bushes. A collection of 20 would be awesome. I think they only stack in groups of 10, right? Did we establish that last game? I think. Well, anyway. I know there's a berry bush up to the left, but, you know, there's going to be a lot more, so... I do have one piece of flint, so I believe I can make an axe. Yeah. And I will do that. I'm not sure what to say other than I was a dumbass. Yeah. Okay, 7. And we're going to harvest some trees earlier, so... You need 2 flint for a pickaxe, I think. But it is nice to get that initial grass. So... I'm depressed, so I'm not talking a whole lot. It's like one of those things where, you know, you had a lot going, you knew what you were doing, and you make a mistake. And then that's it. I didn't die with the winter wolves coming after my ass and them attacking bees. And I was going to harvest bees. You know, just get a net going, and then you can harvest bees. Get a bee hat going. You need silk, but to capture bees. But, alright. Now I have enough flint to make a pickaxe, and I should do that right away so I don't forget. No, I don't want to cut that. There's a lot of twigs up here that I might as well get. And there's a bunny. I don't like the bunnies. They screech. Now, I don't know if bunnies actually screech in real life or not, but I know that if you like cause them pain, they'll make a sound, but they don't screech like that when they run away. They just hop really fast. You know, I've seen bunnies in action or rabbits or jackalopes or whatever, but I've never heard them screech like that. That's a little disturbing in my mind. No, you don't. Those are mine. I'm gonna collect enough flowers. Let's see. 9, 10. Whoa! Okay, I didn't expect that. I went to collect a flower, and I guess I hit the attack button, and it just so happened she smacked the butterfly. I never tried cooking 4 butterfly wings in the pot before, because I never had 4 on me at once. Alright, yep, that's the water. So let's just follow it. Hopefully I'll find a lot of good items, some gold nuggets along the way, the pig king, you know, maybe a turkey or 2. You can always bait the turkeys with berries and you've got plenty of days before winter. And I have plenty of food to last me the night. So, it's no big deal. I could check out that wormhole, but I just want to search this world. So, without further ado, I'm probably going to fast forward this. Okay? Because you guys have seen the episodes. You guys know the basic gist of the game. I don't have to explain anything. Oh, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually collect silk, right? Even with an axe? I don't want monster meat. If I can get silk right away, that'll save me a lot of time. Frogs come out of ponds, and I don't like frogs. They're a good source of food, but they're an extreme annoyance when it comes to them attacking you. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward this, okay? So I'm going to be quiet, and I'll unfast forward it when something interesting happens, alright? The interesting thing now about this sped up, this times 400 speed visual is that I have to do this commentary in post-production. So this isn't going to be the same for the next part of the video where I'll have it at normal speed again. But I can't have my audio at normal speed while I fast forward it up for obvious reasons. So there's sort of a time lapse between this video, my audio commentary, and then when I stop fast forwarding it, going to the commentary again is going to be another time lapse for me. For you, it's no big deal. The main goal for this whole scouting thing is to actually understand the map more than I had in the past. And monster meat doesn't really serve me a purpose, so I feed it to the pigs here, and I get about 5 to follow me. They don't stay because I don't build pig houses, and I can't build pig houses yet, so when it becomes dusk, they beeline home. Or you can build a fire and they can camp out around the fire, but I didn't do that because I'm busy exploring, so the pigs only stay with me for the day. But it is still fun to watch them beat the crap out of the spiders and get me a good supply of silk, all things considered. I do kill a few of these spider dens, but not many of them, because you do get some silk out of it, about 3 pieces for the level 1s. And silk's always my Achilles heel when I'm trying to build stuff. Beekeeper, helmets, nets, things like that. Top hats require silk, bird catchers require silk. Too many things require silk. Now all the pigs are going to go home because it's now dusk. Anyway, I looked at I keep looking at my inventory, and then I look at what I need. So I harvest about 40 of every item that I can grab, and then I stop harvesting until I use it for something. And that actually works out pretty well, because then I know I have a good stockpile for when I do settle down. This allows me to understand where the key resources are. Like right here, this is where the marble is on the map. I try to explore it a little bit, but you can't really do it because there's all these chess pieces around. Like, I wanted to explore, but see, look, one of the chess pieces had it in for me, and he wanted to kick my ass. So I had to leave, and they hit pretty damn hard. But with all the exploration, I had all the seeds and all the berries and carrots I needed, so I had enough food for about 6 or 7 days worth of just walking. And you'll get that just walking around and follow the coastline. And I do make an effort to harvest rocks because those are my second Achilles heel. There's a limited number of rocks in the game, so you have to manage that resource. Anyway, I wish I had a shovel here, because then I could carry the berry bushes with me, but in hindsight, the berry bushes would take up another inventory spot, and that's something I just can't afford to give up at the moment, because I don't even have a backpack, and that's not always a good thing. Not always a good thing. It's not a good thing when you're limited in space. But there's a lot of twigs around here, and it's good to know where the bees are and the ponds so you can fish, especially in the winter. I'm not sure if fish ponds run out and have to resupply, or if you can fish from them indefinitely. The most I ever did, I found a series of 5 or 6 ponds in a row, and I fished twice out of each in the winter. Fortunately, frogs don't appear in the winter, so you can use the ponds in the winter without fear of frogs. In any other time, the frogs are really annoying because when they hit you, they knock a random item out of your inventory, and that can be a problem. And they hit pretty hard, all things considered, and they come in groups. It's difficult to kill them. I don't really have a good weapon to kill them. Maybe a dart gun with a bunch of darts, but to get a bunch of darts, you'd need a bunch of bee stingers, so, you know. And that would be kind of hard to farm. I do want to harvest some beehives and get some honeycomb, because that's always a good thing to have, is a local honey supply to last you until winter, you know. So berry bushes, bees, and what's the other food source that you can, well, you can't really do carrots. Farms, you make farms. So those 3 food sources last until winter, and then after winter, it makes you wonder, like, how do you get food? And the only thing is you can harvest rabbits for food, and I tried to mine that, but it didn't work because the damn things were still there and still protective of it. Because the marble armor is the next tier armor from log armor, and I just can't get the marble at the moment. So anyway, at least I know where the marble is, and I'm looking for the coastline so I can keep following it. The killer bees pose a bit of a problem, but they're easy to dodge if you just keep running away. So, mapping the savannah is useful, always. But I didn't find any buffalo on these 2 savannah. It's a very large tile set, and no buffalo. So it kind of was depressing in a way. But there's a lot of grass and a lot of bunnies. But it's sad when you get a giant thing like this and it's just grass. But this is where the gold mine is, and I spent a lot of my effort trying to mine as much as I could. I did mine some of those green mushrooms and red mushrooms, but I eventually eat them because they're taking up an inventory slot, and I wanted the gold. And gold's always at a premium when you're trying to build stuff, and this fills up your inventory pretty quick with rocks and flint. I don't ever use the nitrate to make gunpowder because you need eggshells as well. And the only place to get eggshells are with those eye-birds. And eye-birds are a bitch because they hit pretty fucking hard. You can rob their eggs at night when they're asleep, but like right here, here's an eye-bird area. And it is nighttime, but putting the light on makes you visible, and then they run and they chase your ass, just like I was talking about here. Speak of the devil, there's an eye-bird nest. But at least I've marked it on the map now. I've marked a grave site, a bunch of pigmen, the marble quarry, and now the eye-bird's nest. There's a bunch of spiders, and this was always annoying. She said when she sets herself on fire, she actually gets some ash. So it's an interesting way to collect ash. I tried to collect the ash, but eventually I ended up dropping it because it was taking up a slot, and I can get ash easier than I can get other resources. Had to leave a lot of that flint behind because I already had 40 at the time. This whole forest, I'm tempted to just burn the entire thing down and just get a ton of charcoal. There's some more pigs around here, so it's good to know where they are. It's funny, to build a pig house, you have to... This was a good find right here. This is the plans on how to build a beehive area. And he had a net and a beekeeper hat. So I made an effort to, pull that in my inventory. And this is where I ate all the mushrooms. Because, give me some health back and a bit of sanity back was always good. And I ate all the berries. Or at least I cooked all the berries, because they were going stale anyway. The bees, I captured some angry bees, but realized that when you capture angry bees, they stay angry. So I don't think you can make a beehive out of angry bees. My thought process was, if I do that, it'll probably be a killer beehive. So I killed them and got the stingers instead. But at least there's a bunch of other beehives around here I can exploit. And... anyway, that's that for you. I did want to grab the gland, so I eventually ended up making with that machine, that thing right there. I made it just so I could unlock a shovel and a backpack, because my inventory was just running out, and so I just wanted to unlock a few things, and the healing paste, because I had some material for it. So I didn't go all out. I didn't make this my base, but I did unlock a few things here. But I knew I wouldn't have the inventory space to take care of all of this. But anyway, I was waiting for her to let herself on fire, but might as well cook all the berries, because if I look at my inventory, they're all definitely going stale. So they don't keep very well. You know, it's what, day 7 or something. I don't really know, but I unlocked like I think the rope and maybe the spear, so I could make it on my own. But this is just, it was 1 gold to do that, so it really wasn't a bad thing to just do this, to set up a temporary machine to just unlock a few things. I recommend doing that if you have the gold. And it only takes 1 gold to do that, and then you can build that somewhere else. That way it'll just set you up. And it got me healing pastes, which I so generously used a little bit later. And I got the gold back right there. So it wasn't a huge loss. But I realized my berries were going. So this is what I was talking about. The 3rd time I mentioned it now. I decided to cook all the berries. And it worked out pretty well for me there. I did want to kill more spiders to get more silk, but I was running out of logs after I unlocked a few things, so I had to resupply, as you will, as it were. Yeah. I don't know if this is true or not, but some people say that this is where I found my supply of shit, and I was happier than flies on shit when I found them. I searched around, found a lot of crap, and it was a really good find, because this is an ideal location to set up your semi-permanent or permanent residence. There's some spiders over there that I can utilize for silk. That's always nice. And the herds are pretty big, so I can utilize them for shaving them for fur and stuff. And there wasn't much gold around here, but you know, there was some. And there's a lot of trees down here, so that's pretty good. Some berry bushes I can relocate, and some pigs. A place with pigs is not too bad. I usually just camped out for the night because I didn't feel like walking around with a torch. I wanted to actually view the land that I was unlocking, revealing. So I'm not quite sure what else to say. I'm just dictating this in fast forward for you. There's a pig over there punching spiders. They are pretty much pussies when it comes to the spiders. Of course, right here I just fed him, and then he followed me again. You know, give him some monster meat, and he's your friend until dark. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think if you feed them monster meat, of course they have stages they go through before they become a pig wolf themselves. But if they go to sleep and wake up the next morning, it might reset how much they've progressed. It might, I don't know. So maybe beast jerky is monster jerky is okay to keep your pigs happy. I still find it ironic that you have to kill a pig or kill one of his houses to get the leather to make a pig house. And the pig it spawns, you kill, get leather, and then maybe it spawns another pig, you kill it, get leather, and then you can then make a second pig house. And there's a lake down there, so that's actually pretty good for fishing. This is a decent area, you know, a good forest, some spiders, some pigs, a couple lakes, and the beefalo. It's just a little bit of a walk, but it's not too bad. And bees, generally, and I pissed off the bees here on purpose because I wanted to destroy the hive and get some honeycomb. So and I did it. I couldn't pick it up without sacrificing something, so I was like, okay. But I was just preparing, what's it called, planning ahead. And I ate all of my cooked berries because they too were going bad at that point. And the beefalo were happy enough to give me a bunch more piles of shit. And that was always good. 2 large herds, actually. You can't go wrong with that. And anyway, right there is a good spot to just set up a camp. Like where my fire is a good spot for a permanent camp. But the only thing it doesn't have is a bunch of bunnies. So you can actually burn the grass suit, and it burns for quite a while. And I wanted to get rid of it anyway. Anyway, I saw a bug net, but I couldn't unlock it because I didn't have enough resources. So I realized there was a place down south I hadn't explored yet. So after I grabbed all the shit, I started walking south and checking out what was down here. And lo and behold, to my surprise, I found something incredibly nice down here. It's not the eye bone, but I found this. I found a ton of grass and a ton of bunny holes. And this will set me up for the winter. This is good. I might have to spend a game year. If I can survive the winter this time, this is an ideal location between Beefalo and bunnies, and there's a wormhole down there in case I want to check it out and see where it goes. I didn't check out any wormholes, but I look at the map and I could pretty much fly it where the borders were going to be, and I was like, okay, this is good. Oh, look, and more shit. They just keep shitting as you keep exploring, so there might be a limit to how much shit gets plopped down before they stop spawning shit. I don't know. But so just keep picking it up. And up here was another nice find. Right here. The gnome, the box, and the stone. There's always one of these on every map. And unfortunately it doesn't show up on the map as like a map marker. And that kind of upset me. But I was like, okay, I can remember what that is. So I just wanted to explore the rest of this map right here because this looked like it curved around and went back to where the spawn point was. And I was correct. So at least I've got, I would say, over half the map explored. Not half the map, but half the borders after this. And that's good. At least I know where the resources are. The two things I didn't find was the Pig King, which I'm going to have to find, and the eye bone, so I can get Chester. There's another update going to happen in another day or two. So on the forums, on the page, they say they want to add caves. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm probably not going to have a map with caves because it's like kind of like Minecraft where your map doesn't update. This one won't update at all. I'm pretty sure because when this update happened, people who had the previous beta didn't get any of the features here on their map because apparently the map spawns everything when you load, so I won't get caves. I was holding out, actually, thinking I could spend a couple more days not doing one of these and then resetting, but with the death of my character, it's kind of a good point. I could have just stopped playing for another day or two, and then, there we go, gotten the new update. But I figured this was popular enough that I could continue playing. So anyway, this is it. This is where I found a location for my base, and I'm going to set it up right about here. So, thanks guys for watching this fast forward. This is going to be an episode, okay? So after this fast forwarding is done, there's no more to this episode. But next episode, I'll set up my permanent base, okay? So, stand by for that. And this is actually going a lot better than my previous map because there's a lot of explored area, and I know where I can view things. So, see you then.